And we are back. So, last we left off, the Fellowship has found themselves in the midst of a Bretonian tournament for the hand of Emma Binot, Bragadine's youngest and most beautiful sister. The first set of events was the joust, and Seamus, being one of the participants, made quite the showing. Possibly, well, definitely killing a man, as we found out later, and almost making it through his second round. However, he fell short and was dehorsed due to blood loss, as a artery in his left arm was nicked, and he quickly succumbed to unconsciousness. Marius, with the aid of a disgraced imperial doctor, or as Bragadine knows him, the village butcher, managed to secure Seamus's wound after some time. I will say it probably was quite some time. I'd say at least an hour or so. You were out cold and finally came to, as this archaic form of surgery took place. And you are back up, pepped and ready, Seamus.
I'm going to offer him the Colombian marching powder if he wants any.
Yes, you do have a point of exhaustion.
Seamus, you want a little pep?
In this instance, I don't think it will hurt.
All right, go ahead and
use of it.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an endurance test.
17.
Oh yes.
Out of
Yeah, you are fine. You you feel a rush, and you all of the pain of your arm kind of just begins to subside, and you feel good. You feel real good.
Mm-hmm.
You feel strong. You feel ready. I will say this, though. I need Bragadine to make me a cool test to resist the urge to partake in some himself.
Yeah.
Seeing someone else use it.
Let me see that. I really want to fail this, actually.
Well, if you want to choose to fail it, you can.
No. We're going to let the dice. I rolled a 9.
Okay, so you pass.
Sure
You resist the urge. You resist the urge.
Don't want to let Papa down.
Of course not.
Yeah. Don't
come back all coked up. Yeah.
Hey, Dad! What's going on, Mom?
You, at this point...
I'm doing great. Doing real great.
Yeah, at this point, you begin to move back. You are ushered by Gaston as he sees that Seamus's armor is in tatters, and he says, quickly, this way. And he leads Marius and Seamus to the side of the stands where he procures you more replacement armor. It doesn't quite match. It doesn't It doesn't fit quite as well. I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied today. But it is secure, and so you have fresh armor. Don't have to worry about anything like that. There is blood smeared across your tabard. You do not have time to wash. So you are offered a Bretonian sword, but you can choose to use your own.
Would I know like something bad would happen to me if I don't use my sword? Or if it's like too far away?
You've never done that. You've never been far away from it.
Would I be able to use that sword?
Yes, you can use your sword.
I don't know if it's like different, long sword versus short sword type of...
No. You could use it. It's not. It's kind of an in between. I would consider it a long sword. Because it's not like a short sword by any means. So
Mm. Damn, I don't know. Um, yeah, I guess I'll use their sword.
You're going to use theirs, so
What?
you're not going to use yours?
I don't know, because the only thing is I don't mind doesn't do a lot of damage.
They won't do anymore.
It's identical stat-wise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll use mine then.
Okay, all right, yes. But say, statistically-wise, it's identical to the one you have. But it's just if you want to use the Bretonian-looking one or if you want to use yours.
No, I'll use mine then if it's the same.
Yeah, it's there's nothing special about it in any means. So, okay, so you politely turn it, well, probably not so politely, turn down the offered sword, and Gaston tucks it away and then motions for you to go out and take your place out on the field. While you are doing
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, Bragadine, you are making your way back up to the stands, I suppose?
Before he does, I would like to talk to Brian for a sec.
Okay, yeah, you grab a hold of, you just kind of get his attention.
Brian, do you know who this Michael, this knight named Michael is?
The
Where
one
he
in the
comes-
black with the white
Yes,
fabric
with
and the.
Black
Well,
Grail.
I don't know. He has a grail as a symbol, but it is not the grail that we have here in Bretonia. He's clearly not a grail knight. I'm not so sure he is Bretonian. If he is some minor noble whose name is not worth knowing.
I will mention this as well. The grail on his chest is in fact the same symbol that is used for the Lady of the Lake.
That's what I thought, but I thought it
Yes.
was.
It is different,
All
but it is stylized, and this is a older stylization. It's not current.
Oh.
DM question.
Yes.
When he spoke Reichspiel, was it perfect Reichspiel or was it like heavy accent? Or
It was perfect.
Bragadine, I don't know if you could hear from the stands, but he spoke perfect Reichspiel to me. No accent. He had a huge gouge on his leg that appeared to heal at a rapid pace. Any man would have bled.
I would have thought there was some kind of a procession if it was a Grail Knight, but he. Oh, Marius, I don't think Seamus has a chance. If he's a Knight of the Grail,
Why would a? Do I know anything? I don't know anything about Grail Knights, right?
No, you have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Okay.
they are those. They have the blessings of the lady. They are. If you knew the history of my country, it was 3 Grail Knights, Giles and Landis and the other dude I can't remember right now, that slew thousands of orcs.
Moussion.
Thank you. Well, that's where Landis is from. It's Moussion.
Yes,
but I can't
yes.
remember the other duke.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But it's not important right
Hey,
now.
It doesn't matter.
You have no idea who this man is. Surely someone must know.
Let me find
Please.
Gaston.
Please-
He will get the answer
Please
for
find
this.
out.
Yes, of course. And I rush
mean,
off to find Gaston.
Okay. All right. You assume that he's up in the box where your family is.
That's where he's supposed to be.
That's where he's supposed to be. So you begin making your way up there. As you do, you take the steps up and you notice that the man-at-arms are no longer present at the doors. No one's guarding the box. It's a little strange. You take a few steps in. You see your sister still sitting there. Your mother as well. Your father, however, is not present. His seat is empty. And Gaston is nowhere to be seen.
Mama, where's father? Where are the guards?
Oh,
Where's Gaston? Where is everybody?
There should be more coming, but your father was not feeling quite well, and Gaston took him to was escorting him back to. He just needs a small break from all the excitement of the tournament. That man that that I laid low Sir Seamus. And she gives you kind of a knowing conspiratorial look because Emma isn't looking at the two of you. He claimed victory over the joust. Is Seamus in healthy enough to fight in the duels?
He is fine. He is fine. He will have no problem at all. He is in the peak of health. He looked rough, but no, he is fine.
Yeah, and Emma turns around.
Like, do not worry, my sister.
Oh, thank the lady. I was praying for his health.
Oh, she must have heard you, my dear sister, because he's in the peak of fitness.
Aye, good. Well, very well. Bragdon, you come sit by me. I am most excited about this one.
Of course. Mama, one question, please. I was hoping Gaston was here to answer this, but who is that strange knight? The one with the symbol of the...
I know he's quite a dark horse, as you would say.
He is. Mama, you are too funny.
They introduce him as Sir Michael. I've never. Yes, exactly. I've never heard of. I've never heard of this man in my life, but he is quite skilled. Possibly one of the most skilled knights I have ever laid witness to. He reminds me of your father in his youth.
Yes, Father would love to tell me about that. One thing. My bodyguard, Marius, he said the man, when he took an injury, he had healed itself. I did not understand what he meant. I did not see this.
What do you mean, healed itself?
I'm concerned there may be there could be sorcery, or do you know, Mother? And I'm going to get close then, kind of grab her hands. Do we, as a Knight of Grail?
Oh, that would be.
Honor us with his
presence? I must find out. You stay here with Emma. I will.
Of course.
Of course. I will investigate this. Yes, just stay here. I'll be back. And she begins to move out of the down the stairs. Are you taking your seat, Braggadine?
Oh yes, I'm gonna sit down to Emma and just cheer her up or whatever's.
All right. Just you sit down. At this moment, we flash back down to the tournament grounds, where we have Marius and Seamus approaching the tournament grounds. There are only 6 combatants left, total, including Seamus. So, we have a much lower number of competitors. 3 we know are dead.
This typical?
This is typical. It's unusual to have so many dead, but it is typical for there to be many injured and unable to continue. That is usual, because they don't play with kid gloves here in Bretonia, obviously. Okay. So yeah. So where there were 10, there are now 6, and the first lots are drawn. And Seamus, you are the first round. You are paired up with the representative of the Louviers, or not the Louviers. The Louviers. The far distant cousins of the current Duke of Perravon. And his son is the one fighting Ambroise. They are fair-skinned and somehow quite beautiful when he has his helmet off, as you see him across a small circle that has been drawn in the center of the field. The jousting stuff has been moved, and a kind of muddy pit is in the center, and a circle is drawn around it. And his squire moves up in the colors of the Louviers, and offers out a shield and a sword to his lord, who takes it, gives a smile, wipes some of the blood off of his cheek from his previous fight, and he turns back to you, Seamus, and he says something in Bretonian, and gives you a bow.
Seamus will do, his best attempt to mimic it.
Okay, and you kind of just begin to give this very awkward kind of bow, and then stand up straight. It's at this point I have entered another skill challenge for the round. So, Marius, how are you aiding Seamus in this fight?
DM question real quick.
Yes.
Is there any type of rules for this?
You
fight,
would be
as far
you would
as,
be
like-
instructed at some point, more than likely by Gaston as he was ushering you away for the armor, that this fight is until the other combatant is either unable or concedes.
Okay.
So death is not exactly unheard of, as you can tell from the lance fight.
How far are they from where Bragadine and Emma are?
You are at least 100 feet, probably more.
Shit.
I mean, you're up in a stand.
Because they
You can
don't
call-
know
you-
that Seamus is... I'm sorry?
What were you going to say?
They don't know that he is about to fight the son of one of the close relatives of the Duke, right?
Nope.
They're completely...
No, they're ambivalent. Yeah, they're completely. They have no idea.
Oh, Emma. Seamus is a man who... I don't know if he knows how to not kill an opponent. I'm concerned that if he kills them, we could... This could cause a potential feud.
Let's say, if you saw you missed it, Bragdine, but the last joust, he I would not say acted cowardly, but he may have barely gotten a scratch and conceded. So I have faith he will, hopefully, Sir Seamus, being an honourable man, will allow him to keep his head.
Let us pray to the lady together.
If he's ever spared anyone.
Yeah, let's see if the headsman keeps his word.
Yeah, that's
Bragadine is rubbing his neck thinking about it.
Yep. So, Marius, how are we aiding Seamus in this fight?
I really wanted to try to. I can't because I don't speak the language. It's disappointing. But I would try to intimidate as far as like singing the praises of the headsman.
Okay.
But,
You
can't.
can still try.
because I don't understand language, you know.
It's true.
So,
Just
I
mock
don't
him.
know. Mako? That's not really Marius's MO, you know. So, can I give him any kind of like pit fighting pointers?
Sure. Yeah,
That's
go
all
ahead
right.
and let's see
What
here.
would that be?
Let's give you a. That's interesting. We'll just do leadership. We'll do leadership test.
Leadership? Okay. I'm gonna have to re-roll. 19 out of 48 on my second roll.
Okay. I mean, you usually don't need any instruction, Bragadine, or excuse me, Seamus. But, in this awkward moment after having your bell run and the massive amount of blood loss, but the cocaine pepping you back up. Excuse me, Colombian marching powder. You take a couple little tidbits of wisdom from Mr. Wolf, as he is one to fight for a crowd for sure, and he gives you a couple pointers. And I will say that if for some reason you were to, I don't know, end up in a grapple of some kind, I will give you a plus 20 to any attacks made while in a grapple. Now, that is not very knightly of you if it were to happen, but you're not exactly an actual knight, so there's that. Bragadine, how would you like to aid Mr. Seamus today?
All right, so I'm in the box, and there's not the stand. Are there stands on both sides of the? Well, this is a melee now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a melee.
Well, not the melee, but the duel.
The duel. It's the duel, but the stands are the same. They haven't set up stands on the other side. There's only stands on one side. So you're kind of up against almost like a side of a hill because it's very mountainous and hilly. Actually, it'd probably be a mountain, in fact. So that's one side. On the other side of the field is just rocks and ascending to the heavens.
I got you on this. So we're going to Bragadine this in the best Bragadine way to Bragadine it. I just made that verbs and nouns.
Bragadine the Bold.
Emma, you said that, dearest Emma, you said that he got barely a scratch and conceded. I lean over and I'm mentioning this quite loudly, kind of like leaning over, making clear that like the people below me and to the side of me, I'm assuming Emma's on my right, so all the people on my left, I'm like, I hope he doesn't drop his sword in fear and run. And basically I'm trying to do a little gossip here, see if I can get a laugh out of the crowd.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a gossip roll. We'll see.
Okay. Oh, I hope he doesn't turn tail again. I got a 3 and a 3.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oof.
so...
How many successes is that?
And that would be out of like 70.
Yeah,
well,
okay, I thought so.
It was a 33, but it's... let me see, Gossip, Fellowship. 33 out of 70, so 3 levels on a crit.
Yes. So, Bragadine, you begin saying this loudly, boldly out into the crowd, and you hear people just start to like horse laughing. And a couple people start pointing at him, and where he was smiling and kind of quaffing his hair before, he looks over and just brood, and all the smugness that once was there is just drained away. And he sets his jaw and snatches his helmet from his squire and places it on his head, and then turns to face you, Seamus. A flag is pulled. No one announces it this time. There's just a little burp, 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 and the fight commences. Go ahead and roll me initiative.
Right, let's do it. 9.
Okay, Seamus, you are up first. As you both step into the ring.
All right. That's an 18. Out of 60.
Okay, you just charge in immediately and take a swipe at the knight before you. An 18. Okay, left arm. All right, how much damage is that, Seamus?
That should be 11 total.
11 total as you slice out at the very quick weapon I might have that you don't even unsheath it at first. You just run up to him and then slice out, and you take him across his left arm, and he cries out and almost drops the shield on his hand because he has a shield and a long sword, and he flinches away. He's very much still standing, but you have taken the momentum of the fight as he takes a few steps back. Let me write that down. Okay.
Does he heal?
You do, in fact, heal a wound, Seamus, if you needed one.
Does he siphon off some of his soul?
You do siphon off some of his soul, and he looks a little. Some of his face. I mean, it gets a little, and he cringes away from the wound, and he's not sure what just happened, but he doesn't feel right. And he begins to. You guys both begin to circle Seamus, I need you to defend yourself as he moves in.
All right. Oof. That is a 59. Is it just my weapon skill or my melee basic for defending?
It is melee basic, but you get to add a plus 20
Right.
for your shield.
And then my plus 20. So that's a 59 out of 80. And then the momentum, if I can use that, is a 90.
Okay. So he lashes out towards you, and you catch it on the shield. You now have 2 momentum as you brush aside the blow, and you can make your attack.
Alright, drop that in there. Alright, that is... Oof. This is a high one. That is a 75 out of 80.
75. Okay. Believe it or not, you actually hit. You carve down and you swipe across his body. How much total damage?
I believe that's just going to be 8 points.
8. So that's 4.
That's just a success.
Okay. You draw the line down his down the curious, his chest, and while you hit and he stumbles back, it doesn't penetrate through the armor enough. Wait, well, hold on. What did you roll again?
I rolled a 75 out of 80.
75.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes. So it was an odd number. So no, it did not. You did not bypass the plate mail. So you carve across. So yes, it does. It doesn't penetrate the flesh, but it does knock him back, and you gain momentum. And he's going to attempt to stab you back. Go ahead and defend yourself.
Oh yeah, this is doing good. That's a 54 out of 90.
4 levels. All right. He pivots and thrusts, and you barely manage to slap it aside, and you actually use your sword to kind of dash it out of the way. Feel free to make your next attack.
Ooh, come on, low numbers here. Oof. Damn it. Oh. I'm not gonna use a fortune. That's gonna be a 96 out of 80. 96 out of 110.
Okay, let me roll something real quick.
Oh wait, hold on. 96 out of 100.
Okay, all right. Let's see here. What was that? Okay, so Seamus, you move in for a slash across his throat. Some of the barely exposed coif of his chainmail. And as you do, he almost expertly pulls back just out of reach to where the sword slices nothing but air. And as he does, he thrusts his lone sword up into your gut with a critical hit. You can choose to shed a point of armor to not take the full critical hit, or you can take it. It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll shed the armor. I can't afford criticals right now.
Okay. A piece of the plate mail gives as he shoves it in. So you can subtract the full amount of the armor and your toughness bonus from this, but you'll only take 10 wounds.
Okay. 10 wounds total, or subtract it from the 10?
10 wounds, and then you start subtracting. So what is that?
Okay.
1 wound, I think.
Yeah,
but now, after this, you're down to 3 armor on your chest currently.
All
right.
Oh boy.
And you are minus 1 momentum, so you're back down to whatever momentum you had, minus 1.
All right.
All right. It is now his turn.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to slash at you. I need you to defend yourself.
All right. That is a 47 out of 60 plus 20 is 80 out of 100.
Okay, you do, however, manage to stumble back and parry aside another slash. And feel free to regain your momentum and make your next attack.
Ooh, yeah, that's a 15 out
Okay.
of 100.
Okay, you slash down across his shield arm once again. How much damage is that?
Let's see. 15.
All right, that's significant. That's quite a bit. But his shield, unfortunately, is there as well. So let's see here. All right, he's looking hurt as he stumbles back, and you see just there's a couple drips of blood from his left shoulder where he got some of the shield in the way, and you do siphon off another piece of his soul. Shane. So as he flinches back once again, you recover a wound, and then he's going to move in to make an attack, defend yourself.
Oh. That is a 55.
Okay, Seamus, roll me a D100.
13.
All right, one more.
21.
Okay. How much damage would that be from 55? How much damage total?
It was a 55 out of 110. It was, let's see, 13.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. So, you slide the blade through a gap in his once again in his left arm, where you've opened up a piece of the chainmail, and you slide the sword in very deftly, almost as he's moving in to parry away your sword, and you slice through the tendon and muscle, and you hear him cry out. Yes. He immediately begins to bleed. You don't nick an artery, but as soon as you pass through, his arm goes limp and the shield falls from his grasp, and he stumbles back onto a knee, barely holding his sword up. And it is now his turn.
Okay.
You gain momentum. And he, let's see here. He doesn't pass out, but he moves to stand, and he can't stand. And his squire immediately runs forward. We concede, and he pushes the squire off. No. And he's going to try to take a swipe at you while he is kneeling on the ground, Seamus, because Bragadine enraged him. I need you to defend yourself, Seamus.
Kill the Duke's cousin.
That is a 60.
Okay. Yeah, you easily just kind of
Okay.
pop it aside, and and as you do, he loses grip on his sword, and it just slides out of the ring, and he is kneeling before you, Seamus. What does the headsman
He hasn't
do?
conceded.
I get the idea that he's conceded, so I will probably Seamus will allow him to concede, and I'll just turn to the crowd and kind of pump. Raise my hands in the air.
Yeah, you raise your hands, and as you do, Marius, you would see Seamus is too focused on what he's doing. You see this look of just disgust over the knight's face, and he tears his helmet off and he reaches down at his hip, draws a dagger, and he's going to try
Seamus!
to yeah, as you cry out, Seamus, I need you to, if you decide to defend yourself with your shield, you're going to be at a -30, which puts you at just a -10, or you can just make a dodge roll. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll make a dodge roll. I'll try to.
Okay, go ahead and make me a dodge then.
Try to embarrass him. See what happens. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's gonna be a 13. Dodge. It's a 13 out of 37, and if I can add all my momentum on that, it'll be out of out of 87.
It's a lot. As you kind of pump your fist, you turn around and you nimbly step to the side as he just lunges into thin air and then face first into the thick, muddy ground that has been churned up through the jousting tournament, face down in the mud. And the dagger just falls out of his reach into just like sickening clop.
Is this the best you can do? And then do I see a sword?
That was
Damn
awesome.
You're gonna gladiator him?
Are you not entertained?
You not entertained?
Is his sword like next to me somewhere?
It's back in the ring, and he's like outside of the ring at this point. He's like his squire runs over to him, and several of the nobles look extremely upset. Bragadine, at the fact that this man drew a dagger and was going to stab a man in the back. There is, yes. And so people are starting to scream at him, "Get him out of here!" You know, just like just yelling at him. Yes. And his squire picks him up very quickly and begins rushing him off the field, out of view. And as he's moving away, even some of the peasants are throwing produce at him, just throwing shit at him. And he's getting pelted with like tomatoes and shit like that. That happened.
Does he have like a nice sword, or is it just like a regular?
It's just it actually is nice. But I will say his peasants, he has more than one peasant, quickly secure his gear and begin running away with it. Unless you try to interfere.
Nope, I'll let it go. I'm reveling in the moment.
Yeah, you revel in the moment.
Retainers. That's the word we were looking for.
Retainers. There we go. His retainers, and
Bro,
they begin running out. And the first fight is yours, Seamus.
Woo.
Woo.
How do you think I did, Marius?
Am I allowed to patch him up in between fights? I know normally
Yes. If he needs it, I don't know if he does. Do you need it, Seamus?
I don't need it.
Yep, I'm about to say he siphoned enough of the man's soul away to heal himself.
Yeah. Poor bastard.
Yes. So yeah, that happened.
I'll walk back over to Marius, like super cocky. It's like, how did I do, Marius?
Marius is smiling, but you did good there, Seamus. Sneaky little fuck tried to pull a knife on you, though.
That wouldn't be the first time someone's tried to stab me in the back. Unless
they concede, you keep swinging, Seamus.
I don't want to just kill the man.
See the look in his eye. He was not a man to be trusted in this land of heathens. And
He did seem quite upset about something.
He did a good job. Well done. Now make a show to the fans. I'm sure they want to praise you a little more.
Well, I'll walk back out to the ring, take a shitty bow.
Yes, of course you do. And you hear a couple.
Marius is gonna yell, start trying to like get a chant going for the headsman, and so he's just gonna like headsman, he's just,
and the people don't know exactly what you're saying, so they're like, and they're trying to copy the words, but it's not good. It's like, yeah, exactly.
Uh,
they're like,
will-
Close enough.
close enough. A couple of the peasants. One of them, up there in the stands, Seamus, you recognize. You see a very busty woman, with a not so pretty face, and she's like, ah! And screaming and waving at you, and you recognize her from the day before. As one of Bragadine's many conquests.
Oh.
She's waving towards you. But yes,
I'll turn to the stand that Emma's sitting in, and I'll aim a bow towards her.
of course you do. Seamus, you bow, and then Bragadine, you see once again, you see Lady Emma uncross and recross her legs.
Is there something wrong,
was
my
crossing.
sister? You keep
Nothing.
Keep
I am quite hot. Where's the drink? Where's Gaston?
That is a good question. I thought Mother said that he was helping Father. But,
Yes, father grew quite.
and then
he
she
looked-
went to look for him, but I don't know.
Yes, I don't know, but he looked quite. Father looked quite. I know you have not been here, Bragadine, but he has not been best of health. I know you do not get along, but he is. He's still our father, even though he is a hard man. I hope you understand.
I do. Sometimes it's a hard land, and a hard land requires a hard man.
Indeed, it does,
Just wish you-
my brother. And
But it's so funny, my sister. Oh,
Poetic.
oh.
it is poetic. I love it.
Oh.
I love it. He's a writer. Damn it! Let him be poetic.
Oh.
So
Hold on.
yes,
Are there any peasants close by?
there are not actually.
Within... Really?
No, really, they're actually.
I don't see any servants or anything. I would send someone to look, but will you be all right here, Em, if I go and I search real quick?
Yes, but
Mother told me to stay, but
well, yes, I honestly I do not need to. Bragadine, I really do not want you to go. Please stay with me.
of course, my beloved sister. Of course,
Yeah.
and I take her hands and I
Yes,
get a
look,
little squeeze in
the,
her hands.
the next match is about to start.
Oh.
Yes.
Excellent.
And at this moment, Bragadine, or Marius and Seamus, you guys are both on the kind of outskirts of the field now, and you see a rather even battle between two knights. One of them being the representative of the Bessos. It's an even fight, and the representative of the Bessos, he looks like an older knight, very battle torn armor, and he ends up winning the match. The next fight is quickly done. These are done in quick succession. The Sir Michael, as it was, comes back out, and his tabard is cleaned. Doesn't look as dirty. It looks like some care has been given to it, though it is still the same one, so you can still see it's still a little dirty. The wounds to his body appear to have been wrapped and taken care of, and he walks out to the center of the ring, and no one else walks out to meet him. And the announcer begins calling for his opponent, until eventually a servant, Bragadine, comes up to the announcer and whispers something into his ear. There has been a change of plans, everyone. It seems that Sir Michael here is quite the reputation, and one of our also courageous noblemen of Bretonia has decided to not show his cowardly face. So the next
shit.
fight will be between Sir Michael and Sir Seamus.
Oh yeah.
And Seamus, you are quickly. Yes, you begin whispering that to Emma. I do not know, Bragdine. Perhaps we will find out later. It will make for good gossip. And
yes, it will.
Seamus, you begin walking out. We have a skill check. So, Marius, how are you aiding Seamus in this moment?
Come on, Marius.
Oh, gee. Can I? Have kind of well. Or is the crowd? What's the crowd doing right now? I guess.
The crowd looks very hushed, actually, after the events that just took place. A couple of the peasants look kind of perturbed, and the men-at-arms that are still out patrolling around the bottom grounds, trying to keep everyone away from the tournament grounds and everything, are pacing. And a lot of them are actually watching. They're not actually doing their job. Very interested in what is about to take place.
Okay. Well, is there any way I can help with his armor at all, as far as the one that got missing?
Oh yes, the part that was damaged. Yeah, go ahead and you have tinkering and all that, don't you?
I do have tinkering. Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you. Go ahead and give me a. That's not a skill. It's just a talent.
It's a talent. It says you're a Johann of all trades, able to repair almost anything.
Yes.
You count all non-magical trade skill as basic when repairing broken items.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and give me a. Let's see here. A basic.
I think it's Dex.
Oh, man. Yeah, it'll be just Dex. It'll just be a dexterity check.
Okay. That is a 6 out of.
Oh yeah.
36.
Okay, so in between
37.
in between these fights, you managed to pop out the damaged plate that was kind of starting to dig into Seamus's chest, and you have recovered the function of it. So now you have 4 armor to your chest now.
Oh,
All right.
hopefully that will hold, Seamus.
And
thank you, Marius.
Bragadine, would you like to
Surely,
aid Seamus in
Lord.
some way?
I am so curious about both the warning my mother gave me in the letter. One, it's starting to tickle the back of my mind. I'm also a little concerned that my father had to leave. Gaston cannot be found. There's none of our servants are around. I would like to actually do a very dedicated, take my time and just really look around, listen, and basically see if I could do a perception check to see if I noticed anything awry. I also have Sixth Sense, and I'm wondering
Yes, I remember.
If,
I remember.
I'm feeling something that's just not right, so I want to do a perception check.
Okay, go ahead and give me one.
Okay. And we're going to do a sight one. We're not going to do a hearing. We're going to do a sight one.
Okay.
All right. Oh, come on. Please. Barely. I got 56 out of 59.
56 out of 59. So, you begin
A
to
success, but not a
scan-
full level.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, and no one's come back. And you're glancing around, and while this won't aid Seamus, that will, however, possibly aid you. As you notice that a few of the men-at-arms aren't doing their job. They're watching the bout take place. And you're about to say something, to call out. And as you do, you see, you hear the thud, thud, thud of footsteps approaching. And you glance back and you see Gaston beginning to make his way to the top of the stairs. However, It's in this moment that I need I need Seamus to roll me initiative.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh, low. That is a 5.
Okay, Seamus. Okay. So, in this moment, we're going to be flipping back and forth between Seamus and Bragadine. Maybe. Depends on how quickly this fight goes. So, Seamus, you quickly walk out to the ring, and the flag is just immediately drawn as soon as you make it to the edge. Seamus, you take a step in towards Sir Michael in his very unassuming armor with the white tabard and the black symbol of the Grail etched into it. And you see that he has a longsword in his hand, and he doesn't have a shield. Instead, he reaches down to his side and pulls a short sword. So he has 2 fighting weapons, very unbecoming of a certain form of nobility. But then again, you're not Bretonnian, are you? So you wouldn't know any better.
Nope.
And he takes a few steps in, and within a blink of an eye, he is right before you. And
son of a bitch.
You get an opportunity, however, Seamus, because you have a fast weapon. You can make an attack now if you like.
Oh, I'm going to.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll.
Oh, yeah, that is a 20 out of 60.
Okay, you quickly... And he ducks underneath the blade as it slings out above his head. And as he does, I need you to defend yourself.
Ooh. That is going to be an 8 out of 80.
8 out of 80? All right.
Is that my shield, right?
You do have your shield. You parry aside the first blow. Go ahead and defend yourself one more time as the short sword swings in.
Oh, yeah, that's a 5 out of 90 if I get momentum.
You do get momentum. So you once again firmly set the shield in place and take away his initiative as these blows ring out. And you feel the force behind them, Seamus. You stumble back a few inches. And it's at this point you realize that you are at the edge of the arena as each blow has been repeatedly knocking you backwards. If you step outside, you forfeit. So you are being driven back despite the momentum. Go ahead and take your turn.
Kind of like wheel off to the side and just say to him, well, not that everyone's going to run from you in this tournament. Oh, my dice. Gonna re-roll that because it was terrible.
Oh no.
Oh, that's better.
That
That is a 1.
Oh,
Okay.
Fuck.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
24.
All right, that is... Okay. You lash out towards his left arm. How much damage is that?
7. Hold, please. So that should be 7, 14.
14 wounds as you clip down. You bust through his left pauldron as he takes it on the side, and you actually cleave in, and you actually do touch flesh. Seamus, I need you to make me a very hard endurance test.
Oh, God.
So minus 30.
That's a failure. I got a 59 out of 37.
Okay, Seamus, you do wound him in this. He does have to sacrifice some armor. Let's see here. 14. Okay. All right. Yep, there we go. Okay, you do wound him, and as you do, you feel a thrumming surge burst through your sword and down into your arm, and it feels like ice cold. And as it reaches you, you scream out for a second, and a crack splits above your right eye in your mask as it begins to vibrate, and you feel cold across your face, and you instinctively take a step back, and you have 1 point of exhaustion, Seamus.
Damn.
However, the mask is holding for now. And as you cleave into him, he and as he does, he is lashing towards you in a frenzy. I need you to defend yourself, Seamus.
All right. That is a 72. So
However, I will say this first strike is actually a grab. So, you can attempt to defend it with your shield.
Okay.
However, if it meets your shield, if you do not dodge away, then he will have an opportunity to grapple you.
Well, I'm gonna go with the. I failed the dodge, so we'll use the shield one.
Okay. All right. What did you roll?
I got a 72 out of 92, or out of 90.
Okay, Seamus. He drops the short sword in his left hand as he screams out, grabs a hold of your shield, and I need you to make me an opposed strength check.
Oh shit. That's a 44. Do I get any bonuses to strength, like momentum?
You can not for a check. You don't get bonuses.
Damn. Okay.
So that's a critical fail for you.
Yeah, 44 out of 33.
Do you have any fortune?
No.
No, I used all my fortune. I used my fortune to get that natural.
It's a critical fail, Seamus, as he reaches out, grabs a hold of your shield, and yanks. And you... and it just comes free of your arm, and he tosses it behind him. That's his first attack. Now you do not have a shield, and he is going to try to cleave you in half, Seamus. Needs you to defend yourself.
He dropped his sword, right?
He dropped his short sword.
Okay. That is an 8. I assume it's an 8 out of 60 since I probably lost my momentum in my shield.
You did lose your momentum and the shield.
Okay. Yeah, 8 out of 60.
8 out of 60. Okay, you do manage to parry that blow aside. And I need you to defend yourself one more time.
Alright. That is a 65 out of 70.
Okay, this time you go to bring the blade up again, and he's moving quick, fast, faster than he should be capable of. And he slashes out across your left arm, Seamus. For... let's see here. 15 wounds. As he... and then blood shoots off. You can subtract... It is your left arm, so you can use the... it does, however, you don't have a shield anymore. So it's just the armor plus the... toughness bonus. Because I rolled odd, so you're lucky on that one. All right. And that is the end of his turn.
All right. Coming back at him, that is a 26 out of 60.
Okay. Seamus, you move to slash back towards him. All right.
It will be 10 damage.
It would be 10 damage, except he swipes low and cleaves into your right leg as you do so with a critical defense.
No.
Do you want to give up a piece of armor, or do you want to take the hit?
We're giving up a piece of armor.
Okay, you give up some of the armor on your right leg. So for now, you can use it. So that would be only 14 wounds.
All right.
You can subtract your armor and your toughness. Are you still standing?
I am still standing.
As he cleaves away a piece of your right leg armor as you stumble back a bit. It's in this moment where we're pausing our Seamus and Bragadine fight. Or excuse me, Seamus and Sir Michael fight. And moving over to Bragadine for a moment. Bragadine, you see Gaston enter the box with you. And he takes a couple steps towards you. His boots are filthy. Very unbecoming of a servant. And he's moving towards you and Emma.
Does he have anything in his hands?
He does not. He has nothing in his hands. He's quickly walking towards the two of you with kind of a semi-worried look on his face.
Gaston, where have you been? What have you been doing? You look like a peasant. What is wrong with your clothes? You're filthy.
I know. My apologies, my lord. I have been. Lady Emma, your mother is requesting you. She is, but I must finish the match. It will be done in due time. Comes with me.
No, Gaston. We father and mother are not here. We must represent. This is the family tournament. Emma and I may not leave until it is over. You know this. I don't know why you would even ask us to breach protocol like this.
Of course, my lord. Of course. And he bends his head in deference.
Purchase some wine while you're at it. Disappointed in you.
Yes, of course. He begins to turn. Do you turn back to watch the match?
Yes, I mean, this guy's been in my family for how long? I grew up and this guy was around my family, right?
You grew up, and he's been in your family for quite some time.
Okay. So and plus he's just a servant. So I
Bragadine, you turn around and you begin watching, and Emma, she looks a little worried, and your sixth sense kicks in, Bragadine. I need you to make me a dodge roll.
Oh shit. Okay. That's not a good one for me. Dodge is gonna be agility, right? Whoop. Alright. Oh, I got 5. 5 out of 33.
Okay, Bragadine, something just tells you to move, and you get up and you shimmy to your right as a blade sinks all the way to the hilt into the wood with extreme force. And and you turn around and Gaston is looking at you and he's smiling. You should have listened, Bragadine. And he throws a hand towards your face. I need you to make me one more dodge roll, Bragadine.
That one wasn't so good. It almost was 100, but it slid over one more facet to 45. So one level of failure.
Okay, Bragadine, he grabs a hold of you by the forehead, and you immediately
I'm probably stunned that he's even doing this to me.
You feel fiery hot pain ripple across your body. I need you to make me an endurance check.
Oh, shit. What is happening here? Oh, no! Oh, no. Oh, I failed it. I knew I failed 71. I was like, somehow the math will work out. It's that new Hex 6. It's one level of failure.
Yes. Bragadine, you take 12 wounds that you cannot subtract your toughness bonus from.
Okay.
You just take 12 wounds. As your life vitality drains out of you through your forehead as you... and you have 3 stunned conditions as you topple back into the railing.
Damn.
And now we're going to flip back over to Seamus.
Oh boy.
Real quick question.
Yes.
Does Marius notice anything strange about this Sir Michael? Like
You're watching this
said, like-
fight, and he's moving fast, and he's recovering quickly. And Seamus is fighting well, but there's something off by what's happening right now.
Does anyone else seem shocked by this?
And if you take it's hard to look away. Are you going to look away from the fight?
Well, just listening, is
you can. It's
is
deathly
the crowd, oohing and
quiet.
eyeing,
Yes, it's like deathly quiet. Like this is a spectacle,
okay.
and everybody is focused on this fight. No one even notices a fight up in the stands with one Bino.
Yeah, I was just curious. I wouldn't look up there. I'd probably just focus on the fight. What's that important?
Okay.
I was just curious if. Yeah.
All right, Seamus, we are back.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing, Seamus?
Is it my turn to attack?
I believe it is.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to push him back. Sword versus sword now.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
All right, that is a 20, and I think I lost all my momentum, so it's just a 20 out of 60.
All right. You only lose. Well, yeah, you've lost it all at this point. So yes. Let's see here. You slash out towards his. You're trying to take him on his kind of his left hand at this point. You're like, maybe you can stun him or something. Get him to give you an opening. You lash out and he deftly brings the blade. It's almost like it's in three places at once, and it hits it guard to guard and slides down. Seamus, you're openly bleeding from several places on your body at this point. And guard to guard, and he looks you in the eye, and you can see through the slit in his helmet, his eyes are burning red, inflamed. And he looks you in the eye, Seamus, and gives a little, "What are you?"
I'll say it right back to him. What are you?
And then he's going to push you away. So I need you to make me a strength check, Seamus, as his first attack.
That's a 61.
It's a big fail. So you are pushed away from him, and as you do, he reaches up with his free hand and tears away the helmet. And when I say tear away, he grabs it and he bends and tears the metal off of his face, and then throws the helmet aside, and you see a completely porcelain white face with red, fiery-looking hair that dangles about. It's kind of curly, and he has these red, glowing eyes. And as he opens his mouth, you see two elongated fangs jutting from the top of his mouth, and he jumps towards you, Seamus. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Rise, Be Forsaken.
Oh man, some more of those goths.
That's an evil kid.
So keep track of your wounds and everything else. Tournament's ending in the Bane.
Shit. Didn't even get
Not
the
cool, bro.
courtship part, you know?
Wow.
Oh man, that was man. I really liked that episode, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of my favorites.
Bro, it's been so exciting. Are you serious? It's been awesome.
I know. So
I liked it too. It's very exciting.
We're gonna go favorite moments from the cast and crew. We'll start with one Marius Wolf.
Cool, man. I think I liked it when Seamus beat that first night.
And, I was not expecting that.
Well, yeah, in the joust, but really in the melee, and then he's kind of pandering to the crowd, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. But I was also really surprised that he was able to win his first jousting match. Having no training with a lance, you know. So
it's true. It's true.
Impressive.
Yeah,
Sorry.
indeed. And how about Mr. Doobie?
That first joust, even the second joust, the fact that when I needed a crit, I got one, and
I know
with zero wounds,
I know.
I was able to still hold my own for 4 rounds, I think.
Yes, you went toe-to-toe with a vampire for 4 rounds in a event you're not skilled in. I would say that's pretty impressive. So, yes. However, you might be torn apart here shortly. We'll see.
Yes, if Maris doesn't intervene, I'm about to, get my throat ripped open.
Did Marius see the fangs? Did he? Is there an angle where
you would have an angle where
Okay.
you would see this sudden spectacle, but we're going to be rolling initiative afterwards for you, so we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah. And how about Monsieur Benoit? Bragadine? Are you muted?
I was muted.
There we go.
You were so wise. Yep, you should always ask. You muted yet? When Doobie rolled the crit, and it was like he had to have it. I was like, oh man, we can't do it this soon. We can't die this soon. I thought that was fantastic. But honestly, man, you want to talk about some twists and turns? This was an exciting episode.
I'm so looking forward to what's happening next. Yeah, next
Also,
episode's
man,
gonna be
I enjoyed you let me try to get a little creative there with like, let me see if I can cause some gossip and get everybody to laugh at the opponent there.
Oh yeah,
So, no,
you had some good stuff.
Dude,
You had
that
some
was
good rolls.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some interesting stuff. I was testing out these mechanics that I kind of thought would work out pretty well, and they did. They actually worked out very well. So, man, my favorite moment. Oh man, there's some doozies in there. I gotta just love the ending. That's kind of my thing right now. I love the fact that, well, first off, I will say you've gone a couple rounds in melee with this vampire as well, Seamus. I was not expecting you
Very impressive.
to last that long. I was impressed. It's like, damn, he's really putting it on. So definitely liking the vampire Seamus fight so far.
Got a crit
We
on
had
that.
a
Full plate is pretty nice.
It is, I will say. That gives you an extreme survivability. So, yeah.
Yeah. Plus that
I
shield.
also like
know.
the Jumbo Thick, how you're doing kind of a crossover with one of your other videos, because one of our listeners pointed out that you just happened to be playing Total War with the vampire.
That's
accounts.
true. Just perhaps.
and might have been some foreshadowing, or
Maybe.
coincidence. Could just be coincidence.
Could be both.
So,
Who knows?
Mhm.
Whoever
Who
will
knows?
know. But yes, that is going to be, man, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for next episode for sure. Now, as far as the viewer decision, it's going to be a bit of a doozy, guys, because a lot rests on the participants' shoulders this time around this week. I need to know from the viewers, who of the Benoit family, the NPCs, are not going to be coming back from their disappearance?
Oh, no.
I hope it's Gerard.
It could be Gerard. It could be Gerard. I don't know. I want to know who amongst them will not be appearing again.
You can't.
And that is
Make it crazy, Uncle Randy.
crazy uncle. I mean, he's an option. Your uncle's an option. He's part of the family. There
yeah,
also
so
are
that's-
your sisters that we never actually met. They exist as well. So there's lots of options here. It's a big family. But I want to know who is not
long
coming
as-
back.
Hey, as long as the mom and Emma live, Seamus will be okay.
Of course he will.
Bro.
Of course he will. God bless.
Can't wait for you to say something like that in front of her. I'm so glad Braggadine spilled your ale inside your bag.
Oh, we're getting
So
touchy
bad.
here. People are getting heated. So with that,
I know.
with
I know, I'm
that,
such a
we are going to end tonight's episode of Rise of the Forsaken. I have been Jumbo Thick. This has been the Unfortunate Fellowship, and man, what a ride! I would like to say thank you to all you guys viewing out there and so faithfully watching the show. Do make sure to vote in the viewer decision. Go ahead and leave your comments down in the comment section. We love hearing from you, and we all read them diligently. So thank you very much for watching, and we are looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a good day.